Time to get going. I was going to say get this show on the road, but I hate cliches. What are we doing? Right, cast off, that's what we're doing. There we go. Front of the boat sneaking out on me, don't do that. Okay, rope is there. So we're off. Yeah, chilly this morning, isn't it? So I ended up being here for 2 days here at Gayton Marina, my old haunt from when I first had the boat. Very professional place, all the services you could want, 4 different types of coal, diesel, pump out, the whole shebang. Really nice, well kept, clean, everything, brilliant. But now we are leaving all that behind. Today is the Blisworth Tunnel, which is I think the biggest tunnel I've done to date. And it'll take the best part of an hour to get through, I think. And it's 2-way, so I could encounter boats coming the other way. We're just going to go through Gayton Junction and then turn south, and I'm on completely new waters there. Morning. Right, I think I'll just tie on with the centre line. Just isn't worth all the faff, front and rear. Should I do a quick top up? Boating decisions. Mile to the tunnel and then 2 miles through. So should be less than 2 hours really. Anyway. My work here is done. Don't know what's going on with this tap, but okay, that took 50 litres, so it tells me. Right, let's get rid of this paraphernalia. Okay, ropes undone. Now, got to give the front end a bit of a healthy push, because you've got to clear that little promontory that's sticking out just ahead. So I've got to go out and around. So, a slightly better push than normal. I didn't check the tunnel light was working. I should have gone wider of the corner here. I'm coming in at a stupid angle. Poor driving. Surprise, surprise, but yeah. Anyway, no one coming, so I've sort of got just hugging the inside of the bend a little bit too much. But no contact. I'm kind of tick over speed really, so I'm doing bugger all, but I need to get these gloves on because my fingers are stinging. Doesn't seem like it's that cold, does it? Blisworth Marina is on the right. Sizable marina really. Not one of the mega marinas you see, but you know, it's a decent size, loads of berths. But there's loads of mooring. And I hope that's a good sign. I'm hoping that is a good sign. Hang on. Because I've got 2 options. Well, I've got any number of options I suppose, but I could stop just after the tunnel, but it's a flight of 7 locks, right? So what I want to try and do is to spread the workload a little bit. 7 double locks is a fair bit for a lazy single-hander like myself. So I want to spread the workload over 2 days. And there's a big pound, there's a longish pound after 2 where you can more for a day or 2. Do you know, I've done a nice brew for a change. Excellent. Good work, sir. Right, there's a tree falling down in front of me, or partly, so let's just dodge out of the way. And also, I wonder if you can see that. There are bricks visible under the water, and they slope out in a very dangerous, a very threatening looking way. So we don't want anything to do with that. The plan could backfire because I could do the 2 locks and there could be no space because there isn't much more in space. But it's a few hundred yards long, the target pound, as it were. And if it's full of boats moored up, I'll have to carry on. And there is nowhere else. There are no other mooring spots because the locks are quick succession. You could, in theory, moor up on a lock landing, but in small pounds, if there's a leaky lock somewhere, like the one below is leaky, it can drain the water out of the one you're in. Someone said they were left sitting on the bottom of the side of the canal because it emptied almost completely. So, you know, anyway, I wouldn't stop unless for an emergency, obviously. But and then I would let extra rope out to allow the boat to sink. And then the boat would come to rest on the bottom without straining the ropes, and you would be sort of safe. Otherwise, there is a risk, I guess, the boat could tilt. I don't know. The ropes could strain. Anyway, all sorts of horrible things. There are moorings before the locks even start, but not many. And there are moorings after 2 locks. Again, not many. Anyway, it's a fine old day. It's not raining, light breeze, it's all good. And we're going to get, at some point soon, I think it was a mile, wasn't it? We haven't done very much. Is that a boat moored? Yeah, it's a boat moored. I'll have to slow down. He's moored on the offside. This is a railway bridge, this one. Yeah, no, there's nobody on that. I shouldn't have slowed down, really. Okay. Anyway, time to get some speed back on. So, I've got the windlass ready for the locks. I've got my extra tunnel lights ready that I put on the sides. I haven't switched the interior lights on. That's what some people do. I find it doesn't really seem to put out enough light. But then my problem is, you see, I have a light like facing me so that the camera can sort of see me and what's behind me. So I tend to have a light, so my forward vision is impaired anyway. Maybe that's why. Anyway, you know, whatever. Who cares? Who cares? I'll tell you what, though, that is a decent brew. Quick coffee review. Tesco, no, Waitrose own brand. Italian, I think? Italian style. Whatever that means. Italian style coffee. And, well, I've made it in my style anyway, and it's pretty good. It's a bit on the bitter side, but, you know, that's okay. I'd rather have it that way. If it was going to edge one way or the other in a teeny way, I'd rather have it edge towards being a little bit bitter. Yeah, that's a pretty decent brew. We are still 0.7 miles away, and that's crow flies, possibly 0.9 miles away. Anyway, so there's a fair way to go towards the tunnel yet. Yeah, that's quite bitter, that. That's, I think it's Italian style. It's a bitter brew. But it's okay, it's fine, you know. Fine, it's all good. I'm not complaining. For once. This is what's great, right? Let me just check what the hell that was. Uber Eats keeps sending me notifications now. I can't block them because I do occasionally use them for, you know, deliveries and things, because I've moved into like the 21st century. I'm getting groceries delivered to pub car parks and things. Ordinarily I'd have been contemplating like a 10-mile round trip cycle ride, you know, it'd just be a nightmare. Horrible roads, probably muddy, probably freezing. But I would have done it for a one-off trip to Waitrose as I pass by. But if you order with Uber Eats, they'll just deliver to a pub car park or similar outside of business, outside Blisworth Marina. They very kindly rocked up in a car with my groceries several times. So this is Blisworth. Morning. Is it morning? Yeah, it is. The trouble is there isn't much here. There was a takeaway, but it's temporarily closed, it says on Google, so I don't know what's going on there. There was a Thai place which I haven't tried for ages. There's a pub, perhaps even two, and there's a couple of corner shops. I mean, that's all there ever is, you know, that's it. The highlight would be if there was a co-op or something, you know, high culture, or cuisine. So for me, it's not enough of a reason to delay going through the tunnel. Because I was at Gayton Junction, I must have been there for about a week all told. And something on the right looks like a mill building, really. One of those mill buildings you're more used to seeing up in the north. Quite a few of those on the Macclesfield Canal and on the Colden. So there's been boats most of the way here, so I've never really gotten up to speed, but that's okay because I'm not in a rush. Again, not much traffic in these here parts. It will all kick off, of course, in the spring. It will go crazy, and it'll be like it was last summer with boats. 2 boats at every bridge hole. A toilet break is, I think, going to be a good idea, because this is my second and it's a big one. It's going to be a good idea, but I could wait till I get in the tunnel. I'm not likely to see many boats coming the other way, and I'll have loads and loads of warning of a boat coming because of the lights. So we're clearly going through a cutting. I do have a slight sense of trepidation about 7 double locks, you know. I very rarely do them. I've been up in the northwest for like 3.5 years or something, and there aren't many up there. But I'm no expert. I haven't got a routine. Do you know what I mean? I've sort of got a routine for narrow locks. I haven't really got one for double locks. I'm a bit sort of hesitant. This is the longest battery, and I want it to be on the right hand side, which is where I need to be able to see, because I'll be closest to the right hand wall. Right, that one seems like it's nearly flat. I know one of them's rubbish. The battery's gone on one. I've got 3, but only 2. Got a decent battery life. So there's the second one. So I've got my auxiliary lights set up. There we go. That's not a bad effort, really. See if I can stop the boat. Now this is where this bloody knot would scupper me. So let's get this bloody knot undone. First thing. Okay. Quick comfort break. Right, anyway, we are all good to go. Still no sign of any boats, and I think I can see the end of the tunnel in the distance. Right. Length 2,812 metres, travel time 45 minutes, width 3.81 metres, which is loads, isn't it? 2,800, so that's nearly 3 kilometres, so approaching 2 miles, so I wasn't wrong with my initial estimate, I guess. So I don't know how the lights are going to go here.
I might as well do cruising speed, I feel. Oh, hello. Something hit something. And I don't know what it was. I've been told that there are massive drifts for significant lengths of this tunnel. But it'll go on the cameras to stay right in the middle of the pool. And I did have some trouble previously on that infamous cruise to Congleton with rain. I don't know if that's what killed the bird. I feel like it sort of died of exposure. I don't know whether it was rain, cold, hunger, you know, but it just expired. It's a very high roof as well. And there's, oh my God, there's flies. What the? And where there's flies, there'll be spiders, right? Okay. DEFCON 1, guys, well no, DEFCON 2. What we don't want is to have any spider webs. Because can you imagine the size of the spider? Alright, let's not even. That is an unproductive train of thought. Let's abandon that. If it happens, we will enter mortal combat. Right. One of my legs is dying, but that's okay. It's a rubbish. Kind of a rubbish one anyway. Flashing saying it's dying. Oh, there, right, here's a drip. Here comes a drip. Significant drip. Whoa! So I dodged that one, and I think the phone's dodged it as well. So that's good. And yeah, these tunnel lengths are doing absolute sterling work here. What an amazing construction this is. What an absolutely amazing construction. But these, I'm not, you know, look, I'm not saying these are like the pyramids or whatever, but they were sort of the 18th and 19th century equivalent of the pyramids in terms of the scale of the effort that went into them, you know. Huge effort. A tunnel 2 miles long, right through a hill. 2 miles of excavation through the rock. Just the effort, and it was picks as well, picks and shovels. Oh, here's a big drip. I'm over on the right. No, I can't ignore it. Can't ignore it. I dodged it. There was no. Shit! I didn't dodge that one. Like there's no. Or that one. Stop it! steer the boat straight. So I've got a little bit of a pasting off with that one, but main thing is the front camera seems okay. More! Oh my god, these people weren't joking. Shit. And it's like a shower as well. Hi, boy. Wait for it. You know, they weren't joking. Shit. I always take these things too lightly, which for a coward is a stupid thing to do. People were saying, yeah, no, it's really so nice. No, they were saying like it just chucks it down, you know. I was like, oh, come on, how bad can it be? I've been through drippy tunnels, you know. But they don't, and they said take a brolly. Someone said take a brolly through. But the thing is, I can't stand here with a brolly. Here's another one. I think it would have been a good idea. Oh shit, right. Okay, now this, guys, there's no escape. Okay, I'm gonna get it now. No escape. I've sort of tried to, that's a shaft, I can see the light. I sort of tried to hang back, Action Man style, and use my forward motion and the boat at the same time. I still got a bit of a pasted, but it's not too bad. So this is a more modern section, clearly. You can see here. So I've got a problem in that my rear-facing camera phone here has now got water on the lens or something, and it's not focusing.
That is no joke. You get that on your head, and you really are going to know about it.
So we're probably, oh shit, oh my god, oh my god. What was that? Something, holy shit guys, something crawled across my glasses. Holy fuck. What is that? And where's it gone? Somewhere upon my person, I fear there is a spider. You know, anyway, well, I can't do anything about it, so no point fapping and squealing like a girl. And we don't seem to be making that much progress. It just goes on and on and on. Now, definitely, the front is closer out. That's something. This thing just goes on forever. And Hare Castle was supposed to be a marathon trip. Slimy. Anyway, Hare Castle was supposed to be, you know, that kind of thing. But it seemed to pass much quicker to me. That was my impression. I'm trying to forget the fact that some kind of crawling insect is somewhere, even as we speak, as I speak, secreted itself about my person. The logical part of my brain knows that if it's a spider, it doesn't want any trouble, you know what I mean? It's like the sort of, you know, one of those action heroes who walks into a bar and they're all picking on him, and he's like, I don't want any trouble, don't get. And you know, like if he kicks off, so when he kicks off, he's going to murder them all. He's going to batter everyone. That's the way spiders are. They're like, I don't want any trouble. Just leave me alone, you know. Which I would very much rather do. But I don't know if I can.